Welcome to Aquinas Blugolds' One Common Goal. Over the next few minutes, News 8 celebrates the state championship run of the Aquinas boys basketball team. Like every team across the state, with the first practice comes plenty of optimism. And the Blugolds knew they entered the season as favorites in Division III. Something that is almost expected year in and year out for head coach Rick Schneider's squad. This year's team featured a pair of versatile big men, both 6'5" or taller, in Jimmy Ancius and Mike Conway, a major D1 college prospect in Bronson Koenig, and an experienced floor leader who has state championship game experience in Evan Peterson.
I think we should make a deep run. We're really close, this group of guys, and we only lost 2 seniors last year, so we're looking to make a deep run this year.
Now we got everyone back, so hopefully we can get that team chemistry going right away that we lacked a little bit of last year and just come out blowing teams out of the water.
After opening up the year with a pair of non-conference wins, Aquinas entered play in a Mississippi Valley Conference that may have seen the most talent it has ever seen.
The Blugolds learned early on they would have to fight through their share of adversity. Conference play began with a 2-point win over Central, a game Coach Schneider said afterwards his team didn't deserve to win. Then just 4 days later, Logan was able to knock off Aquinas by a final score of 59-56. The Blugolds experiencing defeat only 4 games into the season. However, this group rebounded in a big way. After rattling off 7 straight wins, Aquinas hosted Onalaska in a game that featured 2 teams ranked number 1 in the state in their respective divisions. The Blugolds won big 63-49 in a game that showed what they were capable of.
We made a big step tonight in getting better, and we really came together and played a lot more with passion and played together, and I think our chemistry is getting a lot better.
Now with a 16-1 record, Aquinas faced the team that handed them their only blemish on the season, Logan. Blugolds have a huge fourth quarter, and in a game that came down to the final shot attempt, Aquinas avenges their only loss to date, winning 50-47. A couple weeks later, it was time for their rematch with Onalaska. Aquinas held a double-digit lead for most of this one, and not only do the Blugolds get another win, 56-43, Aquinas clinches the MVC championship. The Blugolds finish with a 21-1 regular season record, earning them the number 1 seed in the playoffs. Their biggest test in their road to Madison came against number 5 in the state, GET. The 2 teams combined for a 44-2 record, battling for the regional championship. The Redhawks would get within 4 points down the stretch, but it's the Blugolds who finished on top, winning 54-45. And after outscoring their 2 sectional opponents by a combined score of 138-77, Aquinas punched their ticket back to the state tournament. Joining us now is News 8's Ryan Rodig, who has more on what has been the Blugolds' keys to success.
2011 marked the 4th trip to state over the past 5 years for Aquinas. The Blugolds have said over and over good defense and rebounding are their keys to winning. And those things also lead to instant offense when the ball gets into the hands of Bronson Koenig. He has scholarship offers from Wisconsin, Marquette, Virginia, and North Carolina, to name a few. He's the Aquinas basketball team's leading scorer at more than 17 points a game. But if you haven't seen sophomore Bronson Koenig play in person, this is what makes him really special. There is absolutely no pass he can't make.
His vision in passing to teammates in a timely fashion is just amazing. His passes are always, they arrive when they should be. They're not a second too early, they're not a second too late.
With an assist from Koenig and some balanced team efforts, the Blugolds have beaten postseason opponents by an average of more than 28 points a game heading into the state tournament.
I've always dreamt about this as a little kid, and I always used to go there to the state tournament when I was younger.
Come Friday, Koenig's dreams become reality, and teammates know they can't get caught up in the bright lights because a Koenig no-look special could be coming at any time.
You have to be ready or else you're going to get a ball in the face, right?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, he can really pass the ball with those no-look passes, and he has a way of getting in gaps and finding the open guy.
I've always been a pretty good passer, and it's pretty much just instinct.
He can hurt you in so many different ways, and that's really what's special about him. And it allows him to make his teammates better.
With their super sophomore leading the way, the Blugolds believe they have the team to win it all. And after this weekend, there's no looking back. And back to all that Division I interest Koenig is receiving, there were some big-name visitors at Reinhardt Athletic Complex this season. Wisconsin Badgers head coach Bo Ryan watched courtside during a January contest, and just a couple of weeks later, North Carolina head coach Roy Williams watched the sophomore in action. Koenig has always insisted there's no rush on making his college decision. However, it's possible we may get one between now and before the beginning of his junior season.
Thanks, Ryan. Well, it's a couple of days in Madison. This team will never forget when Aquinas Blugolds' one common goal continues. Welcome back to Aquinas Blugolds' one common goal. Winning their playoff games by an average of almost 30 points, Aquinas traveled to Madison full of confidence.
The Blugolds continued their rout on opponents facing Lakeside Lutheran in the Division III state semifinal game. Aquinas jumped out on top and held a double-digit lead for most of this one. In the end, the team set the D3 state record for most assists in a game with 21. Senior Evan Peterson's 10 assists was too shy of tying the individual record. Bronson Koenig, even with being in early foul trouble, filled out his box score with 14 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists. Final score 85-52, which also set a new Division III state mark for points scored in a game. That set the stage for a championship Saturday showdown with Racine St. Catherine's. These two teams meeting for the third time with a state title on the line, the Angels winning the two previous times. This game was tied 32-32 in the fourth quarter when Koenig stepped up on the big stage. He hits a huge three-pointer as the Blugolds get the lead and sparking an 8-0 run. A Peterson steal who finds Koenig, who makes the pass to Andy Vagel, caps that huge stretch. And Aquinas wins 40-34, capturing the program's third WIAA state championship, and a great way for the seniors to go out on.
Feels really good, especially that being my last game and just getting to share it with all the other guys. It's awesome.
We worked hard and we set this as our goal at the beginning of the year, and that was our motivation the whole way through, and kind of paid off.
As a senior, this is my last organized basketball game. To go out on top, the perfect ending.
A big reason why the Aquinas Blugolds can call themselves state champions is because the team came together, sharing with one another one common goal. With more, we bring back in News 8 Sports' Ryan Rodig.
Aquinas came into the championship game knowing no other team had ever knocked off Racine St. Catherine's in a state tournament game. Well, they did that not only because of the Blugolds' talent on the floor, but because of chemistry this team developed over the course of a long season.
A lot of people on the outside don't know, but we were clashing with the chemistry early on in the season.
Some of the guys weren't really friends with each other. But, you don't have to be friends with each other. You just have to respect each other, and it's basketball, so you have to be a team.
I feel like it took a lot of hanging out outside of the court and, getting to know guys better and getting to know what they like to do on the floor. And I think we did that. We did some team bonding things.
How important was coming together? Talent's one thing, but chemistry is another, right?
Well, if we didn't come together, we would have never made it to the state tournament at all. We probably actually wouldn't have made it out of our regional if we didn't come together. Probably the most special thing about this team is they made a choice, that the only way that we will get this done is if we put our differences aside. We have a common goal. We don't need to be best friends off the basketball floor, but when it comes time to play, when we're in the locker room, when we're on the bus, we have a common goal, so we put those differences aside and we go out and execute the way we need to execute to win basketball games. And since we've made that decision, quite honestly, I feel like we've been unstoppable.
Unstoppable is right. Aquinas finishes the season on a 24-game winning streak, and only 2 games in that stretch were decided by 6 points or less.
Thank you, Ryan. And thanks for watching Aquinas Blugolds' one common goal. Hope you enjoyed the look back at the team's championship run.